Secret to business is to get as much as possible into that natural motion. What my whole mission in life is to teach people how. They know that they need to build systems and that they need things to work with natural motion, but they don't know how to do it. People get into business because they want to find freedom, and unfortunately they end up getting the exact opposite. They end up getting stuck, locked down, and it's because they don't understand that freedom comes when you move processes into flow. You turn tasks and busy work into things that flow. That's the key to freedom. And let's agree to a definition of what freedom is, and it's a MET need, M-E-T. Freedom is when a business produces money, energy, and time for you, for your employees, for clients that you serve. That's what freedom means. With that as context, are we ever going to be able to produce freedom if we always have a one-to-one relationship to the work that needs to get done? And the answer is obvious, no. One of the other businesses that I got into, which was a struggling business, we were trying to get them to purchase from a smaller set of vendors. So one of their problems is that they were buying from like 300 different suppliers. And so I went in and I said, well, guys, our top 20 suppliers are only making up like 27% of our sales. How can we get that higher? They wanted to sell from their right vendors, but the natural motion was what they had gotten used to. And so as stupid as it sounds, it could be something as simple as just, well, I can't find the catalog for our preferred vendor, so I'll grab the other one. And so I thought, okay, I know how to fix that. They had all their catalogs under the counter, and it was this just every catalog you could imagine. And I thought, okay, let's use one of the flow principles. Let's use proximity. So I'm going to take all of the catalogs that are from our non-preferred vendors, and I'm going to take them back and put them on a bookshelf in the warehouse. And I'm going to mix them up. I'm not even going to put them in alphabetical order. I actually put some of them backwards, and you had to walk all the way back through the warehouse. I told people, like, yeah, all the catalogs, they're still available to you. The non-standard vendors, they're just back there. And then for the standard vendors that we wanted to be selling more from, put them in nice and neat. Like I actually had built bins right underneath the counter. I labeled them, had them all facing out, without doing anything else, without any cajoling or threatening or punishing or whatever. Our sales went up to where at one point we were selling over 67% from our preferred vendors. It all started with just proximity, just understanding the principle. Like, how can I make it more natural to buy from the vendors we want and unnatural to buy from the ones that we don't want? I think that this is useful to people because most people think that it requires tremendous talent or discipline or whatever. My experience is that it's exactly the opposite. It requires a mindset that thinks and asks this question: how can I make it happen naturally without it needing talent, without it needing discipline? These are the types of things that business owners who win, they either understand intuitively or they're trained. In the future, we'll be releasing videos about this flow, F-L-O-W, and we'll go into that and we'll train on how to identify flows, how to leverage them. And then there's just a ton of these flow principles: bundling, defaults, proximity, cues, jolts. There's a whole bunch of flow principles that what I found is when people start to see these, they start to get ideas about, well, I could do that. That's simple. I could do that. I can move the catalogs. So it's a lot easier than people think to start to become flow-minded, to start looking at things from a perspective of how can I make it flow? How can I take advantage of the flow that is already there? And that's what this whole channel is about, is teaching small business owners how to leverage flow, which is the key to freedom.